Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face while you're sleeping. David Blaine is possibly one of the biggest magicians at the moment. He became famous for his amazing street magic, performing tricks for celebrities and endurance feats. He is known for taking his performances to the extreme. But is it all an illusion? Today, we will be talking about David Blaine's top 10 magic tricks, finally revealed. Number 10. The torn and restored card illusion. Here he tells a lady to choose a random card and write down her name. She then places the signed card into the center of the deck, and then miraculously, the signed card can be seen on top. Next, he takes her signed card and rips it into pieces and scrunches them together. He rubs them, and then the card is then found restored on the top of the deck. The lady was forced into her decision by a technique called underspread card force. After he splayed the cards out, he brings his desired two of clubs from the bottom of the deck and pulls it underneath the spread at the exact position where the lady picked her card. The second time, there was a duplicate card, and since he already knew her name, he had already written her initials on that card, and it was placed at the top of the deck. Number 9. The instant card jump trick. In this one, he tells an audience member to select any card and places it on the top of the deck face up and shows it to the person. Thereafter, he keeps that signed card face down and puts it in the middle of the deck. He then snaps his fingers, and we see the signed card instantly jump from the middle onto the top of the deck. This technique is known as the double lift. The identity of the top card is kept hidden, so after signing the card, when David picked the card, he performed a double lift and showed that card to the audience. He folded it cleverly so that both cards had the same unique crease mark. He then placed the card face down, and the actual signed card was placed second from the top. In his next move, while placing the card in the middle, he simply removed the topmost card and placed that card in the middle. This leaves the signed card, which he had shown to everyone, on top of the deck. Here, the folded crease mark convinces everyone that the card in the middle is the actual signed card. Number 8. The pulling out teeth trick. He checks out the teeth of a few people, and then selects a girl with a slightly longer tooth. He then pulls out a few of her teeth in front of everyone. He miraculously brings back her missing teeth by blowing air at her. You see, the girl he picked out is also in on this trick. The girl already had a bunch of fake teeth attached near the bottom of her real teeth that looked like an extension of her teeth. She also had 2 more fake teeth folded up in the roof of her mouth. The girl was able to push the fake teeth back and forth with her tongue, so when David blows air on her face, she pushes the 2 teeth into place with her tongue, and then lowers her upper lip to make the teeth reappear back. You can see someone shoving her. This was done so the girl had time to get rid of her fake teeth and complete the trick. Number 7. The card on glass trick. Here you can see David Blaine asking a person to pick a card, and then asks them to shuffle the card back into the deck. David then smashes the deck at a glass window. The chosen card is seen sticking to the inside of the glass. The trick lies in making sure people are facing away from the window. David's assistant is carefully hidden behind the window and has an identical pack of cards with him. Once a spectator shows the chosen card, which faces the window, the assistant peeks at it and then takes out a duplicate card from his deck. He then quickly applies wax to the duplicate card, which made the card stick, so when David smashes the deck on the window, he quickly sticks the card on the inside and runs away, thus revealing the chosen card to amaze everyone. Number 6. The ring swallowing trick. In this particular clip, David can be seen doing the unthinkable. He swallows a ring and opens his mouth wide to show that there's nothing there. Next, he picks up a hanger from a wardrobe and straightens it out and inserts that hanger all the way down his throat. And when he pulls it back up, we can see the ring is now seen attached to the hanger. When we thought he had swallowed the ring, that wasn't what happened. Using a sleight of hand trick, David quickly gets the ring out of his hands and hides it somewhere. After that, he quickly grabs the ring from where he hid it, while others are busy looking at the hanger. If you notice in the video, we never get to see the moment when he puts that hanger into his mouth. It only makes sense that he put the hanger into his mouth with the ring already hooked onto it. Number 5. Biting a coin in half. David gets a quarter from a lady. He says something about the change in consistency of the metals and tells them if you squeeze a piece of metal, it heats up. Then, he brings the quarter close to his mouth, and to the surprise of everyone around him, he bites half a chunk out of a solid coin. He then holds the remaining half of the coin in his hands, and all of a sudden, the other half is brought out. The coin is suddenly restored to its original state. So, how did he execute this? Well, the coin is a fake. Parts are held together by elastic bands, and it is such that when it's folded, it's as though one half of the coin has disappeared. David secretly swaps the original coin for the fake one, and then pretends as though he's biting it, but he really just folds it. Then, he shows the coin to the ladies, and then pretends to spit the missing piece back. During this, he simply lets the folded half of the coin jump back into its original place. Number 4. The mind-reading trick. For this captivating trick, David Blaine performed a mind-reading card trick for the late physicist Stephen Hawking. He placed a deck of cards in front of him and asked him to name any card he wanted to. Stephen picked the 6 of diamonds. Blaine then says that the 6 of diamonds is the bottom card of the deck he placed in front of Hawking. The technique he employed is called multiple outs. He had many different ways of ending the trick, depending on which card Hawking picked. Perhaps, if Stephen had picked the 6 of hearts, Blaine would have showed him that the 6 of hearts is at the top of the deck. And if Hawking picked the ace of spades, Blaine would have said that the ace of spades is the only card missing from the deck. Point is, Blaine had a separate trick ready for any particular card. Number 3. Turning coffee into coins. This was when he turned a homeless man's cup of coffee into a cup filled with gold coins. So, how was he able to make this happen? Well, you see, the coffee cup has another small cup with a sponge at its bottom that is just large enough to fit inside the main coffee cup, right below to where the coffee is filled. A sponge is cut to fit inside the outer cup and has a small hole at the bottom. The size of the hole is such that David can easily place his finger to cover it. Now, the small cup filled with coins goes into the outer cup on top of the sponge, and finally, the coffee is poured inside the cup. David first places his finger inside the hole at the bottom, and through that hole, he slowly pushes the sponge above, which makes the small cup filled with coins rise and appear. This makes the coffee drain down below the inner cup from its sides and into the sponge, which absorbs all the coffee. Finally, we see the coins appear. And with that, it's now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by one of our subscribers, so if you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it on over to us. We might even feature it in a future video. Number 2. This is David's vomiting live frogs act. David once performed a trick in which he appears to vomit live frogs out of his mouth, and even after everyone sees that his mouth is completely empty, he just keeps on spitting out more frogs. So, how was this made possible? The only secret here has to be lots of practice and tolerance, and before the filming began, David had to actually swallow all those frogs, holding them in his stomach's esophagus before releasing them. It's really all about mastering and gaining control of your stomach muscles, and this is exactly what David did. Number 1. The 360-degree arm twist. I don't think it's possible for an average person to put their hand on a flat surface and completely rotate it around 360 degrees, unless you're David Blaine. In this video, you can clearly see how he rotates his arm 360 degrees. He positions his arm on the ground in a very different way. Instead of placing his hand right down on the ground, he instead flips his hand to 180 degrees and then keeps that on the floor. This arm position now makes it a lot easier for him to rotate his arm to a 360-degree angle. Plus, during the entire trick, it's nearly impossible to figure out that he has placed his arm in a different way due to his long-sleeve jacket. Well, that concludes our list of David Blaine's top 10 magic tricks finally revealed. Let us know in the comment section below what you thought. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that bell icon.